Stop what you are doing and listen to me. This isn't just about your wallet. This isn't just about getting ripped off for a fake oil change or a phantom filter replacement. This is about control. It is about fear. And in some cases, it is about legitimate extortion. You hand them your keys, you give them access to the one machine that gets you to work, gets your kids to school, and keeps your life running. You are vulnerable. And the scary part? The moment you walk into that shop, you are being profiled. Do you know about cars? Do you look like you're in a hurry? Do you look intimidated? If the answer to that last one is yes, you might as well open your wallet and dump it on the counter. But there is one specific phrase, one sentence, that should make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. If a mechanic ever looks you in the eye, usually after they've had your car up on the lift for 20 minutes, and says, "I cannot legally let you drive this car off the lot," you need to freeze. Do not panic, do not pull out your credit card, and definitely do not agree to the work. That phrase is the ultimate weapon in a shady mechanic's arsenal. It is designed to paralyze you. It sounds official, doesn't it? Legally, like they have some police authority over you. They want you to think your wheel is going to fly off at the first stop sign. They want you terrified. Here's the secret they don't want you to know. In 99% of cases, that is a lie. A complete fabrication. Unless you are driving a vehicle that is literally on fire or leaking hazardous waste, they cannot hold your property hostage. They are not the police. They are not the DOT. They are a business. But they use this safety angle to lock you in. Before I tell you exactly how to handle that situation and the 3 other lies they tell to double your bill, I need you to do something for me. If you care about keeping your family safe and your bank account secure, hit that like button right now. It tells the algorithm that we need to expose these scammers and protect more drivers. Do it now. You see, the hostage scam works because of the sunk cost fallacy. You're already there. The car is already up in the air. You just want to go home, so you pay the $500, the $800, the $2,000 just to make the problem go away. But the problem wasn't real. I'm going to walk you through the psychology they use against you. We are going to talk about the dirty air filter trick that isn't even your filter. We're going to talk about the fluid flush that destroys your engine. But first, we need to talk about how to get your keys back when they refuse to give them to you. Here is exactly what you do when they drop that "I can't legally let you leave" line. You look them dead in the eye, you stay calm, and you say this: "If you do not return my keys immediately, I am calling the police to report a theft of my vehicle." You aren't asking, you are telling. See, unless they are a deputized officer of the law, keeping your property against your will is theft. It doesn't matter what they think is wrong with the car. They can ask you to sign a waiver. They can write "unsafe to drive" on your receipt to cover their own liability. That is standard procedure. But physically stopping you, that is illegal. Watch how fast their tough guy act crumbles. Suddenly, they will find a way to let you go. They will shove a waiver in your face, sign it, get your keys, and get out of there. Then, take your car to a trusted, independent shop for a second opinion. I guarantee you, the catastrophic failure they saw was either minor or completely imaginary. But the hostage situation is extreme. Most of the time, they don't want a confrontation. They just want to bleed your wallet dry, $20 at a time, and they do it with magic tricks. Let's talk about the dirty air filter shuffle. This is the oldest trick in the book. You are sitting in the waiting room, drinking stale coffee, and the mechanic walks in holding an air filter that looks like it was dragged through a coal mine. It is black, it is greasy, it is full of leaves. He says, "Sir, this is your cabin air filter. You're breathing this in. We need to swap it out." Naturally, you are disgusted. You say yes, but here is the catch. That wasn't your filter. Shady shops keep a prop filter in the back, a really nasty old filter that they show to every customer who walks in the door. While you are nodding your head, they put your perfectly clean filter back in your car. Or worse, they throw your clean one away and put in a cheap generic one, charging you a 300% markup. How do you beat this? Simple. Before you go in, take a Sharpie and put a small X on your air filter. If they bring you a dirty filter without an X on it, you catch them red-handed. Then there is the fluid flush upsell. This is a favorite at those quick lube places. They bring you a chart with colors. See, your transmission fluid is brown. It should be bright red. They want to hook you up to a machine that forces new fluid through your system. It sounds like good maintenance, right? Wrong. If you have an older car, that brown fluid is practically the only thing holding your transmission together. The grit in the fluid provides the friction needed for the gears to shift. You flush that out with slippery new fluid, and your transmission starts slipping within a week. They just destroyed your car to make a $50 commission. I want to know if this has happened to you. Have you ever gone in for an oil change and walked out with a $500 bill for things you didn't even know existed? Leave a comment below. Tell me your story. The more we share these tactics, the harder it is for them to rip us off. But these scams are just about money. The next thing I'm going to tell you about is about negligence. There is a terrifying trend happening in budget repair shops involving used parts sold as new, and it is putting lives at risk on the highway. You assume when you pay full price for a part, you are getting a brand new part. That is a dangerous assumption. There is a growing black market of refurbished or straight-up junkyard parts making their way into reputable-looking shops. You pay $300 for a new alternator. The shop calls the local scrapyard, buys a rusty one for 20 bucks, sprays it with some silver paint, and bolts it into your engine. It works? For a month. Then you are stranded on the side of the interstate at 2 a.m. When you tow it back to them, guess what? Oh wow, you just have bad luck. Looks like this one was defective. We can replace it, but you'll have to pay for labor again. It is a revolving door of failure, and you are footing the bill. And speaking of labor, that is the invisible thief. You need to watch out for book time versus real time. Mechanics bill based on a book that says a job should take 4 hours. If they are good, they can do it in 1. You still pay for 4. That is industry standard, and honestly fair enough for a skilled pro. But the scam happens when they double dip. Let's say you need your timing belt changed. That requires taking apart the front of the engine. Then they tell you that you also need a water pump. They charge you 4 hours of labor for the belt, and another 3 hours of labor for the pump. Here's the truth. The water pump is behind the timing belt. Once the belt is off, changing the pump takes 10 minutes. They are charging you twice for the same labor. They are charging you to take the engine apart 2 separate times, even though they only did it once. So, how do you survive out there? First, ask for your old parts back. Before they start any work, tell them, I want the old parts put in a box in the trunk. A dishonest mechanic hates this. It means they can't pretend to replace things, and they can't resell your old part if it was actually still good. If they refuse to give you your old parts, that is a massive red flag. Second, find a specialist. General repair shops are great for oil changes, but if you have a transmission issue, go to a transmission shop. If you have an electrical issue, go to an auto-electric specialist. They can diagnose the problem in 5 minutes, whereas a general mechanic might guess and replace 3 wrong parts before finding the real issue. And finally, trust your gut. If the shop is messy, if the service writer won't look you in the eye, or if they get aggressive when you ask simple questions, walk away. Your intuition is older and smarter than their sales tactics. The world is full of systems designed to extract your wealth and compromise your safety. The auto industry is just one vector. Next week, we are going deep into the real estate market and the hidden clauses in their rental agreements that can leave you homeless overnight. You don't want to miss that. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, if you want to know what the insiders know, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Most people walk through life with their eyes closed, waiting to be taken advantage of, but not you. You are paying attention. Stay safe, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next one.